Hello family, delighted to be with you again on this wonderful day. Today I bring you a very detailed tutorial on how to give a haircut for very curly hair, or with curls as you may call it. Mina is a model for whom we also did a beautiful and intricate coloring job. She had about 3 centimeters of regrowth and some gray hair, which is also here on my channel for you to see and learn from. Today we are going to focus on the cut, which is an essential aspect of hairstyling. I will give you a detailed technique for you who love your curls and have somehow lost them. With this type of cuts, you can revive your curls, and I will give you several tips to make your hair look very beautiful and well hydrated. These hairs are naturally very dehydrated, and that's why this spot is here. This dehydration is a common issue that many people face with their hair. So stay tuned in this video because you will learn how to cut hair that is so difficult to manage. We will guide you step by step through the process. The sections we are planning to use with Mina are the ones we normally do, approximately from the front to the nape and from ear to ear. I will leave my first section about 3 centimeters in length approximately. I want you to please carefully and closely observe Mina's hair. It is extremely and very curly, but at the same time it gets too frizzy and is dehydrated. I am going to carefully take all the hair and carefully bring it to the center and cut about approximately 1.5 centimeters. Vina used to have a lot of hair, but it has been falling out and it is mostly breaking because it is extremely dehydrated, brittle, fragile and damaged. With Mina, I am not going to cut much of the length because her hair is very wavy and I don't want it to shrink too much slightly. I am going to divide the nape area into 2 parts, and I'm going to twist the hair very tightly in the way I am doing it, and I will cut it with the tip of the scissors in a way that snips the hair. This technique, designed specifically for curly hair, is very beneficial. It helps in forming the curl by ensuring both long and short strands are included. This combination allows the curl to form in a way that appears natural and effortless. This is a straightforward and very simple technique that I highly encourage everyone who has hair similar to mine to give a try and see the results for themselves. Under the next section, I make a precise and careful division right in the center and then proceed to cut, meticulously taking into account the previous guide and ensuring accuracy. I just a bit more carefully, very gently, and very carefully pull the sides towards the center and cut, considering the guide very slightly. I take small strands like this. As you can see, I twist them carefully and precisely and cut with the tip of the scissors to make sure they are even with a steady hand. It is extremely important to cut light strands. Be very extremely cautious because you might accidentally take off too much length. With consistent practice, you will achieve this as you keep practicing. Gradually, over time, everything will become easier for you. It's not necessarily with the tip of the scissors. You can use the tip for this technique, or you can also use the center of the scissors, whichever is more comfortable for you. You can perform this texturizing process. It is very important that you do it extremely carefully, as I mentioned earlier, because if not, you could accidentally cut the entire hair strand. The last section, which is the crown section, I will cut at 135 degrees, taking into account the previous guide, carefully and precisely. First, I carefully cut the center of the material straight at an angle of precisely 135 degrees. Then, I gently pull the sides slightly towards the center to ensure symmetry. After that, I repeat the same exact procedure at the crown, making sure to maintain the same angle and technique for consistency. I want you to notice that I am not going to twist the hair and I am not going to do the zigzag. This hair will help give body to the previous hair, and this will make the hair settle in a better way. So in my opinion, I absolutely recommend not texturizing the crown in this type of haircuts at all, only the lower parts. Are you passionate about the world of beauty and would like to learn how to do haircuts, makeup, dyeing, and styling? Or are you perhaps simply looking to change your look? This channel is specially designed for you, so you can definitely identify with a change or learn how to do it yourself. I absolutely invite you to subscribe and please hit the bell to activate notifications. I carefully maneuver to the side and cut it at exactly 90 degrees, pulling it slightly towards the center, making sure to do it precisely. I want you to notice that the hair has very little volume, which is precisely why I selected a rather wide section, because she has a relatively small amount of hair, and this helps to create a fuller look. How do I cut the side? Always taking part of the hair from the back. That will serve as my guide. Once I have carefully cut it at precisely 90 degrees, I will pull it forward, ensuring that there are absolutely no excess ends. I carefully separate a little bit of hair from the crown and gently divide the side into two. I carefully twist the hair from the lower part of the ear and gently texturize from mid-length to the ends. In the next section, I carefully do the same procedure with the tip of the scissors to texturize. This is so the curl is more defined. In the next section, I do the same procedure, pulling forward and cutting the excess ends, ensuring that everything is done correctly. I take a bit of hair from the back, pull it to the front, and carefully check that there are no split ends. If there are split ends, they need to be carefully trimmed. I lower the last section and do the same procedure, carefully pulling the hair forward and checking that there are no extra ends. If you observe, I am hardly cutting the length of the hair at all, just slightly. I separate a bit of hair from the crown and divide the side into two. I carefully twist the hair from the lower part of the ear and do the same previous procedure again, texturizing from mid-length to ends. In the next section, I carefully do the same procedure with the tip of the scissors to texturize. This is so the curl is more defined. To cut the bangs, I very carefully comb all the hair from the crown to the front, thoroughly check the length, and then very precisely trim the ends. Remember that curly hair should always not have the bangs cut too short, because they definitely risk rising up quite a bit. A lot. Once I carefully cut the length, I gently twist the hair and then I apply the same technique to thoroughly texturize it. Precisely. Now, taking hair from the bangs, I move to the sides, pull the hair towards the center. You can use the nose as a guide and cut diagonally, aiming to completely, evenly, and precisely even out this cut, carefully and slightly. It's time to carefully check the length of the cut. We take strands from both sides, bring them to the center, and make sure both sides are even. I want you to carefully observe how the curl forms naturally and closely. To carefully shape these curls, I am going to thoroughly apply liquid sculpting. This moisturizing and hydrating gel helps to give body and moisture to hair that has lost its curl. Another technique that is extremely very important for you to properly apply is using the diffuser on hair that has already lost its natural curl. This tool helps to effectively form the curl with significantly more strength. So, if you have extremely wavy hair and your curls have lost their shape and you would like to reshape and redefine them, I recommend using a diffuser. And if you can use cold air as well during this process, believe me when I say it will give you an even better result. Here we are already seeing the before and after of the hair. As you can clearly observe, the curls have completely regained their original shape. Cutting some hairs slightly shorter and others a bit longer helps the curl to reform more effectively. So I warmly invite you to practice this specific cut and be extra careful when cutting with the very tip of the scissors. But always remember, everything is about practice, and I truly know you will master it in no time. Thank you, family, for joining me in this video. Remember that your comments are very important to me, so I look forward to them. See you in the next video. I send you a big hug and many blessings.